let's just blend All-American and All-American Homecoming together since they were like a two-parter somewhat since it was the holidays. I didn't expect to get Christmas and New Year's Eve, but it worked. It worked really well.
It did work.
I did also like though that it's angsty in the All American season 5 premiere, like to the point where like with the ending, I was near tears because who I mean, I guess if you expected the Spencer and Olivia breakup, but that didn't mean the breakup didn't hurt. I mean, it was coming. They weren't even talking to each other for like what, 2 weeks or so. Um
Remember a few weeks ago when I was like, are Spencer and Olivia still together? And you were like, yeah.
You nearly got me because I was about to say no. I was like, wait, I can't say that right yeah.
But you can now.
I ran right into an embargo.
But it was a sad breakup, but one that was coming, was definitely telegraphed, because I don't know how you get around the fact that Olivia is investigating his coach for what seems to be some type of, I don't even remember what phrase they used, but he's having his players attack their opponents in a manner that will get them off, like out of the season, like career destroying injuries on the field. And that is how they're winning their games.
Oh, okay. That's not legal.
No. And he had in the season 5 finale, no, season 4 finale, he wanted her to back off. And I was like, but Spencer, if this man is doing scandalous things and you were on the team, you're going to be caught up in that too. And they're going to want to know if you were complicit. But they broke up because there's a brightness to Olivia when she's hanging out with her friends, when she's doing her journalism, and then her light dims when she's around him because she feels guilty about the investigation. So he breaks up with her so that she can grow in the way that she needs to grow without being concerned about his feelings for things, which is a very mature decision. But at the same time, perhaps we should be involved in the investigation. But who knows?
To borrow a phrase from Riverdale, are they endgame? Do you think they'll get back together?
Yes, they're endgame. There is this man gets teary whenever he has to talk about, like whenever there's a moment to talk about Olivia. He loves her so deeply and so much. I think he's further in their relationship than she is, which is fine. But they're going to come back together, especially because she said at the end that this is not the end of our love story. Like she's giving him what she thinks he needs, which is to let her go, but she's not like leaving that far.
Did he bring up the breakup at all when he popped up in Homecoming? Because I feel like if he did, I completely missed it.
So there's a moment where like Spencer goes to talk to Simone about what's going on with her because he wants her to open up. And she's like, how about we talk about what happened with you and Olivia during Christmas break? And he's like, how about we not do that?
Yeah, I missed that little line. I mean, it probably went over my head because I didn't watch All American, so I didn't really have a breakup in mind. So I was like, oh, okay, well, okay.
Yeah, it was a real short line, and they started talking about what was going on with her, not relationship wise, but what was going on the tennis courts. It's interesting that like these sports dramas are really doing sports content now. All American was doing it, but All American Homecoming it was like scuffles on the court and scuffles on the baseball field, but the stakes weren't as high as they're about to be now in All American Homecoming, because as we always say, the girls are fighting. And they are fighting hard.
Yeah. Can I say, I don't know if I'm out of place here, but Simone's coach, the way she spoke to her, I was like, is it that serious? Can you be nicer to her? Like, she's trying. It's not like she's just like, hanging out in her dorm, like eating chips all day and missing practice, but she's like putting the work in, and her coach is like so mean to her.
It was a lot. It reminded me of the coaches on the football teams in All American, because this is like there are stakes here. Thea, I always say Thea, but I think it's Thea. Thea was their star player, and Simone is not necessarily responsible for her injury, but their tennis match, like that was not a good decision. And Thea's grown; she made the decision herself, but she re-injured herself, and so the coach was just like, she's injured and you were still about to lose. Like, wake up and smell the coffee. There's a lot that you need to like improve with. And I think Simone didn't really get that. I think she was just on cloud nine because she was top six. Which they didn't let her be on cloud nine for that long. They popped that bubble real quick.
Yeah, she was wide awake.
Very much awake, and the coach does not like her. So I don't know what's happening.
I was like, let me get on that court and defend Simone. Like, she made choices too, but I'm like, okay, let's be nicer.
Yes. God, Jeffrey Meyer did say that it's going to be real messy this season. And I'm thinking it's going to be real messy when it comes to the sports teams and when it comes to the relationships, which is going to be interesting because compared to All American, like it's feeling very justice heavy over there. Like we're seekers of truth, and not All American Homecoming. It's drama with a capital D.
Yeah, it's very dramatic, but there's something about the show that is so cozy to me. Like it just feels like, I don't know, it feels like fall, it feels cozy. And there's just like drama that I'm like, oh, that got a little serious real quick. Like Damon's like decision to leave. And they were all like, you have 48 hours to decide. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm really lighting a fire under him. That was shocking to me. I was like, I didn't expect it to go way off the deep end like that.
No, with Amara, I know that she has to be like, she has to put her presidential hat on.
But it feels like she took it personally a little bit.
she's like, wow, I really have to like pull my boots up. Like I can't be on Amara right now. I love you, but if it was anybody else, this is what the time clock would be. And I was like, would it be? I feel like she'd be.
It was so serious. I appreciated it. I love the drama, but
yes.
It was like, oh, okay.
And the drama of the reveal that they didn't know, and the way that she finds out, like you let her find out via the news.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
At family dinner.
The news, oh, that was so dramatic. They all just like the air was sucked out of the room. It was so funny, but dramatic.
It was. Well, also, he didn't even look at his girlfriend first. He looked at Simone first.
He did.
Yeah, which I mean,
I don't get the Damon and Thea relationship. I'm sorry.
If I had to explain it from his perspective, Simone was off limits, and that's the girl that he liked. So why wait around for her when there's another girl who you are attracted to, who likes you, who opens up in the way that he likes, and like he can open up to her, and so he's like trying, and I'm like, but I know this is a stopover relationship.
I know. I'm like, I can't get like into it because I'm like I can see it. I know that it's like like you said, the stopover, and they're so different, which it's fun to watch like as a viewer whenever you're watching these kinds of like relationship shows and there's like a new exciting relationship, and even if they're mismatched, it can be so fun to watch it. Like, okay, how does this implode? How do we get to the next one?
Exactly. And it causes a lot of drama. It's going to continue to cause a lot of drama because it's not like Thea's secure in their relationship either. Considering Simone is around and she knows that Damon still has not misplaced, but he has feelings for her. Otherwise, why are we coming to blows with Jordan in the equipment room?
Yeah, there are so many layers to like their conflict, Thea and Simone. Oof. I'm excited for the season to see where it goes.
Yes, because it's like simmering right now. I mean, there are like different plots going on both sides. You have Jordan and Layla figuring out their relationship, but Layla's being like a boss lady, but also trying to get her dad's company back from a man who his name is Clay. He was seeing him was too strong of a word. They were sleeping together, and he wanted more, and she did not. And she was upfront. She'd been upfront about that, but he caught feelings, and she did not catch feelings. So he comes back like a Disney villain and accepts her dad's offer to take the company over. And he swears he's just doing it for his career, but he had too many bitter lines during the premiere. It's like, so you're punishing her for not getting in a relationship with you by taking over her father's company and then also trying to steal the artist that she's going after. We need to go to therapy. We need to talk to somebody.
That's often the solution in shows. I'm like, I won't name drop, but there's a Netflix show where I was like, episode 1, I was like, if this person only went to therapy just one time, we would save ourselves 8 more hours of this.
But with Clay, I don't know how this is going to resolve. But or how Layla and Jordan's gonna. I like them. I like them a lot. Simone, of course, was upset during the All American premiere because she's like, "How are you gonna just move on like that? Like I didn't even move on like that." And it's because Damon's in a relationship. Let's be honest. But like,
Mhm.
but if I guess she said she would have given it time. So where we would have just continued flirting with Damon and put him on a time clock until it's acceptable to be in a relationship with him. I don't really know what the logic there was, but they came back in a really strong way with Layla and Simone because they both got each other thoughtful Christmas gifts because they were each other's secret Santas. Because JJ is not as oblivious as they all think he is, and he knew something was going on, so he made them secret Santas so they could repair their relationship.
Oh,
Uh,
cute.
yes, and I believe Simone got Layla like this framed thing that she could put all of her record companies vinyl, not vinyls, the small ones that you get when a song does well, and like she could put them all in,
Oh yeah, gotcha.
yeah, in the frame. And then Layla got her a new charm for her charm bracelet that had to do with something tied to her son, which that was beautiful, but also it let Simone know that Layla and Jordan are talking about certain things because the only person she told um, about the thing that's going on with her son is Jordan. It's just the cute little
Ooh.
moment. I forget what their thing is right now. And I was like, oh no, Layla accidentally gave away the game, but like but it was very sweet. And so, but Jordan and Layla, and not Jordan, Layla, Jordan and Simone are fine now. After the tussle with Damon, you have them having their own talk about going back to being friends, which I know the Jordan and Simone people are not happy about, but it also didn't necessarily feel like they were over. It felt like there's a possibility for the door to open.
There always is. You never know. You just gotta keep watching.
Exactly. So they just keep hope alive. I don't know. I say that as someone who wants Damon and Simone. I don't know what to tell people who want Simone and Jordan, especially because they're on separate shows. But just to talk about the last relationship, Cam and Keisha. Uh, I don't know how. I mean, the show's gonna help them get through this bump because Cam lost his scholarship because he chose to go to the what was it, the event that was gonna save the school or something, over showing he missed curfew, and that's how he got off the team and he lost his scholarship. And that's why she wasn't allowed to go see his parents, but then he had scheduled it because he didn't want to introduce his girlfriend at the same time as telling them he lost his scholarship. And I know that that was a decision that he made, but I also had to sit back and internalize the information that you chose to go to an event for your girlfriend, knowing that if you missed curfew, you could lose your scholarship. You made the right decision by not bringing her to the house during the holidays when you were telling your parents you lost your scholarship.
Mess. Where does he work? He works somewhere now, right? He made a delivery.
Yes, they had that whole scene with him in the visor because he's a pizza delivery
There
guy.
we are. There it is. Okay.
Yes, because he's trying to figure out how to pay for school. And I was just like, great. I don't really know what to do with their storyline because I just don't see how we aren't eventually going to get to a point where he's a bit resentful that he made that decision. Even though
True.
he says he's not right now, I just don't. When it becomes harder to be able to pay for college, especially if his parents aren't able to, no, they aren't able to help because he said that's the whole, like that they're different. He
Hmm.
needed that scholarship and now he doesn't know how he's going to get through the year, let alone like the rest of the semester.
It'll get worse before it gets better.
That is true, especially because his communication skills are lacking. Um, but I don't know. I'm rooting for them. I feel like this is not the end of that particular drama. So I'm going to keep my hopes and my expectations at a reasonable level when it comes to their relationship.
Same.
Is there anything else we should talk about for All American Homecoming?
I don't think so. I think all I wanted to bring up was the now I'm blanking. What did I say earlier? I don't know. I already said
Oh, wait, was
it.
it um oh God, Nate? Was it Nate watching the
Oh yeah, her the Nene Leaks reference. Now why am I in it?
yes.
That's my favorite meme. When she said it, I was like, oh, that's my meme.
And she was minding her business. I do think she was chopping salad. Y'all have to let us know what she was doing in the background. Not that she wasn't listening to the conversation, but it happened to be in front of her. What was she supposed to do? She was getting food,
Minding her business.
minding her business.
And her name was brought up.
And I was like, Cam, don't get out of pocket. Like you're the one having problems with Keisha right now. Perhaps you should have taken it to the other room or outside of the apartment. I don't know.
True.
But I'm excited for both seasons to see what happens next. They're the only two sports dramas on the CW, perhaps the only ones that will exist for a very, very long time because All American was the only one to be successful. and, and then they brought along All American Homecoming. But 2 was good. 2 was fine.
The All American versus Levs.